Upavishta Konasana, yin style. So let your legs go wide. Now, if your body tends to throw you a bit in a curved position, you might consider offering a wee bit of support underneath your hips, say like a couple blankets or so. And if you're working with a lot of back mischief, but you still desire a nice stretch through the inner thighs, a super great alternative to this, instead of doing it against the floor, is to come near a wall, tuck, tuck, and roll, and let your legs come up the wall. Okay? So some of you might choose to do it like that. That just provides a little safer on the back, and you still get a nice stretch through the inner thighs. Okay. Generally, I like to kind of find my legs a little bit. I like to engineer the prana just a bit before I go into this by letting the ankles turn slightly. And if you turn them kind of slowly, it's amazing how much works in there, and then taking them the other direction. Okay. A couple points and flexes can also feel really nice. The ankles are a huge storehouse of trapped chi, prana, and so this just can kind of help the rivers flow. If every time you come into Upavishta Konasana, your inner knees scream out in agony, a little trick you might try is to place a rolled up blanket underneath the knees. Now I'm only showing it on one, but obviously you would do it on both. Some people find this effective, some people find it less effective. Okay, so the key is that you are experimenting. If you get the sense that it's appropriate to do so, you can begin to fold forward. Now I like to let my hands come out in front of me, and I actually like to let my back round a little bit. That little bit of rounding can just help open up some of the back channels that are harder to get lit up. Now this yin practice, this yin practice is based on the theory, that it's both good and possible to affect the connective tissue in the body. Derived from the Taoist yoga practice, my primary teacher for this has been Paul Gurley, but I've learned quite a lot from Sarah Powers and others. This might be the spot for some of you. Some of you might be finding it down onto your elbows. The key is that you've been invited to do so. So if you come down and you can feel the sense of like you're trying to beat the posture, and it's cementing in the face and the jaw, those are your clues, okay? And if ever, just like in any practice, if you're getting a really strong hit of that something's not safe, that you're not feeling something that feels right, always come out. Connective tissue is an incredibly efficient tissue. Okay, it perceives a range of motion and shrink wraps around it. Slowly, over time, it hardens and dries up, and it becomes incredibly difficult to move. Okay, so you might scan your forearms. Some of you might be designed in such a way that it feels better to support your head here. Okay, some of you, it might be appropriate to come further, letting the head either rest on the hands or a brick or something of such. The belief is that connective tissue responds to long, slow, passive holds, and through those long holds, gently, eventually, the synovial fluid comes back into the connective tissue. It helps moisten it and helps encourage mobility and flexibility. That's a theory. I'll turn the eyes. The second prong of the theory comes from Paul Greeley's teacher, Dr. Motoyama, Shinto priest and scientist from Japan. And he has done tests and has proposed that what we refer to as the meridians in traditional Chinese medicine, or the nadis, okay, in the Indian system of subtle anatomy, that these currents of prana, chi, can be found in the web of the connective tissue in the body. And so through these long, slow openings, we can offer, okay, the opportunity for the prana to flow more freely. Now, the breath in this practice is mixed. If you're attending to something quite intense, quite potent, okay, then sometimes it can feel useful to bring the breath to a level to meet it, and then the two can gently subside together. Okay, but over time and after holding for a longer period and after you've done maybe several yin postures, what might start to happen is the breath tends to fade into the background. And the suggestion to do anything with your breath feels more effortful than not. Pay attention. Okay. So we've been here a little over 5 minutes. Last couple moments. And then slowly, as you are ready, let your chin come into the chest and let it start to roll all the way back up. Exhale. I'll see you in the next clip for Baddha Konasana.